there's a moment in everyone's financial journey when everything suddenly becomes clear. A moment when a single principle, a single shift in understanding has the power to alter the entire direction of your life. Most people spend years chasing money, chasing opportunities, chasing results, without ever realizing that none of that matters until they understand the one principle that quietly governs wealth, growth, and financial freedom. And today, you're about to discover that principle. Because once you internalize it, once it becomes part of how you think, not only does your relationship with money change, but your entire future changes right along with it. And I can tell you this with absolute confidence because after years studying personal finance, observing how wealthy people behave, and helping countless individuals rebuild their financial lives from scratch, I've seen this principle transform ordinary people into financially unstoppable individuals. And the craziest part is that it's something you were never taught in school, never told at work, and probably never heard from your family, even though it determines whether you stay stuck forever or finally rise to the level of financial security and abundance you've always wanted. Right now, you might feel like you work hard, but money seems to slip through your fingers. Maybe you save a little, but something always comes up. Maybe you invest, but it feels slow and confusing. Or maybe you've tried changing your financial habits, only to fall back into the same patterns. And if any of this sounds familiar, know that you're not alone. This is the reality of millions of people. Not because they're lazy, not because they don't want a better life, but because no one ever explained the core principle that separates those who accumulate wealth from those who only accumulate stress. And before we dive into it, ask yourself this. Have you ever wondered why two people earning the same salary end up with completely different financial outcomes? One ends up living paycheck to paycheck while the other builds wealth, security, and opportunity. It's not luck, it's not intelligence, and it's not talent. It's understanding this principle and applying it consistently. And the principle is simple. Money multiplies only when you stop treating it as something you earn and start treating it as something you grow. That's the shift. That's the turning point. Most people live their entire lives believing money is something they trade their time for. They work, they get paid, they spend it, and the cycle repeats. But wealthy people, even before they become wealthy, operate with a different belief. Money is a seed, and the only reason to have a seed is to plant it, protect it, and allow it to multiply. And the moment you truly understand this, not just intellectually but emotionally, your behavior around money changes automatically. You stop asking, how much can I buy with this? And start asking, how much can this grow into if I let it work for me? And let me tell you, that question alone has made more millionaires than any job, degree, or side hustle ever has. Think back on your financial decisions for a moment. How many times have you spent money on things that lost value immediately? Clothes, gadgets, dinners out, random purchases, things that felt good in the moment but disappeared from your life without building anything for you. Now, imagine if even a fraction of that money had been treated like a seed, placed into something that could multiply. A simple index fund, a high-yield savings account, a retirement plan, or even your own knowledge and skills. Imagine how different your life would look today. And here's the part most people don't realize. You don't need a lot of money to start multiplying your money. You just need consistency and the understanding that every dollar you receive carries potential energy. It can be consumed instantly or planted intentionally. And the people who grow wealth treat every dollar like a worker. They put their dollars to work, so $1 brings back 2, 2 bring back 4, 4 bring back 8. That's the core principle. The rich don't work for money, they let money work for them. But here's where the mind shift becomes powerful. When you understand this principle, you naturally become more thoughtful about where your money goes. It's not about depriving yourself or living a boring life. It's about making decisions with intention. It's about understanding that every time you spend money on something that doesn't grow, you're killing a seed that could have produced a tree. And that tree could have produced more seeds, and those seeds could have produced a forest. Wealth is not the result of extraordinary financial moves. Wealth is the result of small, repeated, intelligent decisions made over time by someone who sees money not as a temporary pleasure, but as a lifelong partner in growth. Now, let's talk about the power behind this principle: compounding. Compounding is what happens when your money not only grows, but your growth grows as well. And the earlier you start, the more dramatic the results become. For example, if you invest just $100 a month into a simple index fund generating an average of 7% annually in 10 years, you won't have $12,000. You'll have around $17,000. In 20 years, you'll have about $52,000. In 30 years, over $122,000 from only $100 a month. And here's what blows people's minds. The majority of that money didn't come from your contributions. It came from your money working for you, compounding over time. The seed didn't just grow into a tree, it grew into a tree that kept producing fruit long after you stopped touching it. And yet, most people ignore compounding because they can't see the results immediately. They want fast money, quick wins, instant progress. But the truth is that financial freedom isn't built on speed. It's built on momentum. Slow, steady, unstoppable momentum. And that momentum begins the moment you shift from spending your dollars to deploying them. So let's bring this back to you, to your life, to your financial future. If you're listening to this, it means you're ready for change. It means you're tired of watching money slip away. It means you want control, stability, and the confidence that comes from knowing your future is secure. And that all starts with one action: deciding that from this day forward, every dollar that enters your life has a purpose. Some dollars will be for living, some for enjoyment. But a growing percentage of them must be for planting, for multiplying, for building the foundation of your financial independence. And here's something powerful. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to start big. You don't need to know everything. You just need to begin. Open an investment account. Automate a small monthly contribution. Reduce one unnecessary expense. Learn one new financial concept per week. Over time, these small actions compound just like your money does. And as your habits improve, your results improve. As your results improve, your confidence grows. And as your confidence grows, your entire identity shifts. You stop seeing yourself as someone who struggles with money and start seeing yourself as someone who builds wealth, someone who makes smart decisions, someone who controls their financial destiny. And that identity shift is the true beginning of financial freedom, because financial success is 20% mechanics and 80% mindset. When your mind changes, your actions change. When your actions change, your life changes. And that's why understanding this money principle is a turning point. Not because it magically makes you rich, but because it fundamentally rewires the way you think about money for the rest of your life. So let me ask you something meaningful. What would your life look like if your money were working for you every single day, even while you slept? How much stress would disappear? How much freedom would you gain? How much more confident and prepared would you feel knowing that your future was growing quietly in the background? That version of your life isn't a fantasy. It's not reserved for the rich. It's available to anyone who decides to transform their relationship with money. And you can do that today. But don't wait, because every day you wait is a day your money could have been growing. Every week you delay is momentum you never get back. Every month you postpone is lost compounding that could have been building your wealth silently for years to come. Your future self is watching you right now, hoping, begging that you make the decision they will one day thank you for. Start planting seeds. Start building your forest. Start creating the life you truly deserve. And before you go, remember this: the greatest financial transformations don't happen when your income increases, or when you find the perfect investment, or when the market finally aligns. They happen the moment you understand that money is not something you chase, it's something you grow. So If this message resonated with you, if you feel even a small shift happening inside you right now, don't ignore it. Act on it. Let today be the day you change your financial story forever. And if this video brought value to your life, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment below what principle or habit you're committing to from now on. Because your journey to financial freedom has already begun, and the next step is yours to take.